Hi there. Great, and it's Saturday evening, 7:35, Saturday evening, the 14th of September. And what can I talk about? Yeah, welcome, and I'll skip the pleasantries and go straight to it. I would like to entertain the idea that we can imagine ourselves in a fairy tale quite easily if we realise how beautiful life can be. And believe it or not, we can actually change our output as well as our input. And when we change our output, we are actually changing our input. Because when we for instance, now I'm talking as I would speak to a friend, or a friend. I think that's very important, a friend. So as we get to know people, we get to know people, and it's very important that getting to know people, because that's how we listen to them. So next time you hear someone speak, like me now, go up to them, or just go up to the screen and say, I'm trying to listen to what you're saying, so say something good now or else, So I'll try and say something good now, right, yeah. So we get to know people by listening very carefully to what they're saying. And when we know that we will find joy in that, no matter who they are, we will find joy in it. It makes listening a lot better. It does, really. So we can actually find our true selves by doing that. We can actually find the friend in everyone who does that. We can find a friend in everyone who welcomes the voice of attention into our lives. So the voice of attention is the one who sees you listening, who's watching you, watching me, watching you listen to what I'm saying, So the fairy tale is the idea that people's voices are really a window into the dream we call beautiful, just the one word, beautiful. So the fairy tale is the idea we need in our head when we actually listen to people speak, when we listen to the voice as a window. When we listen to it as a window, it can open, and in flies the bird of paradise. In flies our dream. Because as we get to know people, we have no limits. We have no limits because we can know everything that we want in our feelings. In our feelings, we can actually transfer them onto that voice. So we are in a magical story of wonder and mystical doorways. And the doorways are the people's voices that appear in our lives. And that is the fairy tale we need in our head to interpret them, to actually hear what they're saying. And that is so good when we can do that. So we can actually pinpoint exactly who we are when we do that. We can actually pinpoint the person we are and the feelings that guide us towards that person. Because you've got to have that feeling. You've got to have that feeling that tells you who's there. You've got to have the feeling who says, you're there, or you're there, And remember that it doesn't matter how we go, how free we get with our words. We can actually always remember that the feeling, if the feeling is there, the voice will always be okay. The voice will always be the negative going into positive. So as soon as we have a relationship with something magical, as soon as we have a relationship with something magical, we can change all negativity into something positive. So as I go downhill in terms of a subject or a cliche or a nuance or a distasteful mannerism, then you know that you can change that. You can change that because you have a relationship with the opposite of that. You have a relationship with the self, which always looks after, which always says negativity equals positivity, you know. But anyway, so where was I? So we can change light into dark. We can change light into dark. If we know we're in darkness, that is a good reason to know that you can find light, you know. So you can see that there is a way that the dream underneath us. Imagine the dream is underneath us, underneath your feet, in the ground. The dream is in the ground. And how do we actually encourage that to come out and speak to us? How do we actually encourage it? We have to do it with a feeling. It's the only way you can do it. You have to do it with a feeling. And that is with the knowing of yourself and exactly what you like. So as I change my tone, as I go into a character or a voice or a what's the word? Inflection. So as I go into an inflection or a mannerism or a pause, then you know that is actually why you have that love there. Why is the love there? Why is there love to take you out of that? Why does it stop before it starts? Why does everything stop before it starts? Because that is the way love works. That's the way love works. And it is great if you can understand it. So we can make this light happen out of darkness simply by knowing that darkness equals light. If we know that, we are free. We are free of all the problems with other people and all the problems of understanding how beautiful the voice can be and how beautiful when we get to know people, just how beautiful that can be when we understand all mannerisms, all ups and downs, yo-yos and conquers, all get smashed to bits and reassembled as love. Yeah, so I'll leave it there. And it's now 7:42 in the evening, Saturday the 14th of September. Right, I will catch you later. Have a good one and bless you all.